He said, "Have you watched the Colts with the Next Pick docuseries? If not, pick it up. It's a cool look into the NFL draft process and a way to understand coaches and GMs." So yeah, I saw this question on Patreon, and I went and I watched the series with the Next Pick. It's on. I recommend it. Again, look up the words "with the Next Pick" on YouTube. It's on the Colts YouTube channel. It's a 4-part series. And I took a bunch of notes, man. I think number one, the most important takeaway from this is that this 4-part series made me love the Colts GM, Chris Ballard, even more than I already did. He cares a lot about who he's drafting and the kind of person they are. Chris Ballard came out and said that the best players we've drafted are all guys who want to be coached. They don't need to be pushed. You don't need to push them. They want to be pushed. They want to get better. And talent is great. But I've seen a lot of, man, I played with a guy in high school football in Portland, Oregon, who was, dude, the most talented athlete I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, to this day, I played with NFL players. This dude was the best athlete I've ever seen on a football field. Did nothing. Nothing. Didn't work. Had bad grades, didn't work hard, needed help, and frankly, if you're a coach, like, needed drive. He needed to motivate himself. If you're an NFL team, because we're grown-ups, we're paying you, you got to be self-motivated. And so you want to bring in the right type of guys. And this is why Chris Ballard has done such a good job drafting. It's crazy to look at the Colts, who he's drafted. People who were not expected to be all-pro players have become all-pro players because of their drive and their work ethic. And year in and year out, the Colts have nailed the draft. And I thought, man, I was watching this video, docuseries, I'm like, Chris Ballard, shut up. Don't give away the secret sauce. Don't give away what makes you so good. Is he drafts people that work hard and love football and care. And I think, for example, they drafted Texas quarterback Sam Ehlinger in the 6th round. I remember looking at that pick going like, why? You don't need a quarterback. Sam Ehlinger needs a lot of development to happen in order to ever become a good quarterback. But the Colts like who he is. And it's, whether you hate Texas or you hate Sam Ehlinger or not, whether you believe in Sam Ehlinger, it's undeniable that Sam Ehlinger, the former Texas quarterback, has tremendous character. The way he led his team, his attitude, his work ethic, the way he plays the game is like, it's all heart and passion. I love that. And so I thought Chris Ballard, man, values the right stuff. He's got no ego. He listens to his employees. I felt like, I was like, man, you're giving away all your trade secrets. He values all the right stuff, and other teams got to learn from Chris Ballard. His approach is phenomenal. Now, one other thing I want to dive into about this docuseries, the 2nd episode is called Deep Conviction. It details the Carson Wentz trade and him moving from Philly to, really he lived in New Jersey, from New Jersey to, because the East Coast is all so condensed, but moving from the East Coast into the Midwest to play for the Colts. And it details and kind of shows the connection between Carson Wentz, the new Colts quarterback, and Frank Reich, the Colts head coach. And their relationship goes all the way back to the draft, when Frank Reich was a part of the team that drafted Carson Wentz. And I know this series is technically all PR and marketing, and it's edited to make things look good and to sell the Colts fans that their team is exciting and good stuff and sell tickets and create hype. I totally get it, and I know that I hate feeling manipulated, and I know to some degree that's what's happening here. But also, there's a genuine connection between Frank Reich and Carson Wentz. Like, edit things all you want and cut out stuff and use good music, but what you can't deny and what you can't hide is the genuine excitement that leaks out of Frank Reich when he talks about Carson Wentz. Unless he's the best actor ever, then he actually genuinely believes in Carson Wentz and is excited. It leaks out of him. And, man, Frank is a former NFL quarterback who drafted Carson Wentz. And I'm telling you, when you listen to Frank Reich talk about Carson Wentz, unless they're saying, Frank, can you say it again slightly different? Unless they're like really engineering how he delivers his quote lines, which it's just a dude talking. I think he's just incredibly excitement. There's genuine excitement when he talks about having Carson Wentz as his quarterback. And it comes across like, man, Frank went and got his quarterback. Frank went out, said, I want Carson. That's my guy. Let's go get him. And dude, I love it. Philly was a bad situation, man. There are multiple examples of a quarterback who is good being on a bad team doing poorly, where you have Matt Ryan, you have in Atlanta last year, Deshaun Watson was phenomenal in Houston with a bad roster around him, who I thought the difference between Carson and Deshaun is that Deshaun was disciplined. Carson Wentz really tried to play some hero ball and let what was around him impact his decision-making. The good news is the Colts have phenomenal support around Carson Wentz, where he doesn't need to be a hero. He doesn't need to play hero ball and make crazy plays. He needs to make good decisions, which he can do that. We've seen that in the past. And T.Y. Hilton is a guy, a receiver for the Colts, kind of their emotional leader of their team. He took less money to come back to Indy. And T.Y. said in the docuseries, we have everything we need to win a title. We're stacked at our positions, every position. I walked away from the docuseries loving the Colts GM and feeling really confident in Carson Wentz and Frank Reich. And it's very telling when a coach is excited and is confident and believes in their guy. It made me believe in Carson Wentz, and it made me believe in Carson working very well in Indy. Frank Reich is like, dude, we got to steal. I can work with it. I can make this dude phenomenal. The coach is confident. That says a lot about the Colts. I mean, his career depends on what happens with Carson Wentz. And, man, I pound the table, dude. I'm really, really confident things are going to go very, very well with the Colts and the Carson Wentz, their marriage in Indianapolis. It's going to be awesome. And the docuseries cemented that for me.